Hello, I'm Bev Smith, and this is a special edition of BevSmithTalks.com, a brand new show premiering on BevSmithTalks.com and on YouTube. I am so honored to be in Philadelphia today at the 16th anniversary of the Million Man March. If you were not there, you should be here. If you were not here, that's no accident. People didn't want you to know about it. That's why I want you to pay attention to our special guest on our first show premiering on this beautiful, beautiful network. He is the man with the vision, the man we need so that we can come together and be strong and united again. I'm talking about the Honorable Minister, Louis Farrakhan. You just so graciously agreed to be a part of a book, Talking While Black, that I'm going to be writing. I am curious, have you always talked while black, Minister?
From as far back as I can remember, my beautiful black mother introduced me to blackness. And my father, whom I never really knew, was a follower of the Honorable Marcus Garvey. My mother was on the fringe of that movement, but when I was born, she made sure that with my light skin and her beautiful black skin, she wanted me to love black and live for our people, and when you can't help yourself, die in the cause of the freedom of our people.
And that is a reality that you've had to face many times, and that is dying for the cause of freeing black people. How do you face it?
You know, if you don't love, you can't handle our people. Sometimes in our ignorance, we are our worst enemy. And we try leaders. And if we run out of patience with our people, if we are thin-skinned and we can't take being evil spoken of by our own, maligned by our own, plotted against by our own, instigated by the enemies of our own, then we break down and give up and die dispirited and die broken, as many of our great leaders have done. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught me, and God created me with an undying love for our people. And so love casteth out fear. And the more you love, the more patient you can be, the more understanding you can be of the horrible condition that 400 years of slavery, Jim Crow, injustice has put on us. So I think that at 78 years of age, not being tired, love will carry me all the way to the end of my life. And I just won't give up in this struggle.
But it is not a movement as it was 20, 30, 40 years ago, even during the time of Marcus Garvey. How do you define blackness?
My wonderful teacher and mentor described black as not a color, but the origin out of which all color comes. He said that we as black people are the original people of our planet and the first human beings that God created. We are not millions of years old or billions of years old. We are as old as the universe itself. So I am proud to be the first of God's creation, and from us came brown and red and yellow and white. And because they came from us, we have a special responsibility to what we produced. And so here we are, black, but we have been taught to be ashamed of it. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us about blackness to give us once again the pride of our blackness, the dignity of our blackness, and to show us how the black man and woman, father and mother of civilization. Why did he tell us that? So that we can recover our glorious past and bring that glorious past into the present to create a glorious future, not only for ourselves, but for all of those who came from us.
Brother Malcolm said that we had been bamboozled. And in the 43 years that I've been in this business, not only have we been bamboozled, but we've been tricked. I think the trick was integration. Not that we weren't already integrated. The Almighty integrated us. But instead of accepting it as a tool to rise up, we became imitators. And as you look around today, it's not integration, it's imitation that has made us so significantly distracted and contracted and separated from each other. How do we get it back? Because if we don't get it back, minister, what future will there be for my black 9-year-old granddaughter and my 42-year-old black daughter?
Martin Luther King and the great civil rights movement was really not about integration. It was about equality and justice in the American society. All of a sudden, that became known as integration. The slave wanting to be next to his former slave master, marrying into the family of his former slave master, being in the bedroom and neglecting the boardroom. But integration, as practiced by every racial and ethnic group that came into America, that has made progress. Let's take a look at the Chinese. They came, they're not integrated socially, but they adapted to the constitutional guarantees, and they built a community where they own the real estate, they own the banks, they own the homes, they own the businesses. So the Chinese are integrated, but yet separate. So are the Polish, so are the Germans, so are the Italians, so are the Irish, so is everyone else. We also live in an enclave that is all ours, but we don't own the land, we don't own the businesses, we don't run the politics, we don't run it, so we don't benefit from the separate status that everybody else benefits from. So today in my lecture, we are already separated. Now we must benefit from it. To heck with trying to be socially acceptable to others before you are acceptable to yourself. We got work to do, and today we're going to hopefully give our people a vision and a plan of action. There's no more time to march. We've done that. We've mobilized to produce the greatest march in the history of the world, the greatest meeting in the history of the world. Now we must take that same skill, mobilize again to produce a future for ourselves. And that's what we intend to do starting today.
That's all we need to hear, that there's a plan. And if you need us to get the plan to the people, you can count on Bev Smith.
We need you more than ever, Bev. And today, it's like calling all the resources of our community together, because no one person can do it, no one group or organization can do it, no one fraternity or sorority can do it, no one denomination can do it. It's going to take all of us working together for our survival, and our survival depends on it. Thank you, Bev, for the privilege of being on this show.
Thank you so much.